This is a review of the new Judas Priest album. There you have it, guys. The new Priest. Their 18th studio album, I believe. If I can get the booklet out, which is proving easier said than done. There you go. There's the booklet, lyrics, more lyrics, still more lyrics, no pictures yet, still more lyrics, no pictures, and more lyrics, no pictures. That's a bit disappointing. Maybe the pictures come in the deluxe edition, which I didn't buy because it doesn't have any extra music, which is a bit weird, because I was hoping for like the bonus songs to be on the deluxe, but the music is all there in the normal edition, so I didn't bother with the deluxe, save a couple of quid. Anyway, this is Firepower. I'm sure a lot of metalheads have been listening to this over the last day or so since it got released. And what to say about it? Yes, Priest is back. Definitely. This is their 18th studio album. And what can I say? Judas Priest. I'm not a huge fan of the band, but I appreciate their position in heavy metal. They're like the kings of metal, if you like. They've been doing this for so long. Halford, he's just an amazing guy, great singer, still rocking at this age. So anyway, let's have a look at a couple of the songs. Firepower, the first song, and perhaps the fastest song on the album. Very good tune, fast paced, nice fast riffing, crisp production. Sets the scene very well for the album, does Firepower. The chorus is a fairly simple one, as are most of the choruses on the album, to be fair. He just repeats the line firepower and then repeats goes on to the next line, next word or so, and then repeats the chorus, the firepower. So that's just a great start, really. It's a great start. Then we go on to Lightning Strike, which was the second song. The first song actually released as a single from the album. And when it was released, I was a bit so-so about it, but then it's really grown on me since to be one of my favourite songs on the album. The chorus is catchy, the riffing is nicely up-tempo. It's perhaps one of the two most up-tempo songs on the album, really, along with the title track. Then we move on to Evil Never Dies. Yeah, this one is definitely one of my favourite songs on the album. I really enjoy this track. It's got a lot of groove. It's a little bit slower than the first two, which you'd expect. It's got a nice mid-tempo, very cool parts, really cool track. Never the Heroes follows, and it was the third track released not too long ago. This one's been getting good reviews online, but I'm not too sure about this track. It's a good track, but not amazing for me. It's another slow burner. It's epic in feel. It's not that long, of course, but it's the feel of the song is epic. So yeah, Never the Heroes. Then you've got Necromancer. It's a good track. It's not an amazing track, but it is a good track. Then follows Children of the Sun, which should be a really epic track by going by the name, but it's only 4 minutes long. But the feel of the song is quite epic. It's also quite slow. It's got quite, I wouldn't call it a ballad as such, but it's got a lot of, what can I say? Just slow sections, dramatic vocals from Halford. It's a good song. I enjoy it, but To be honest, I prefer more pace in between. Like, it's okay having quite a few slow songs, but then you need a rockier song to balance it out. Anyway, then we move on to Guardians, which is just an intro. It's an okay intro. It's nothing really major. It just gives a good build up into Rising from Ruins, which is another slowish number, but it is a really cool song. I mean, it's got lovely sections where the guitar's playing very cool melodies. Rob sounds good. The chorus is really good. Yeah, it's a nice song, and it's the centerpiece of the album, I'd say. It's not quite the longest, but it's the second, I think, longest, or third longest. Third longest, but it's not that long. It's only 5 minutes 23, but it's a cool song anyway. Next, we move on to a really rocking song, Flamethrower. This one is like really rocking. It's not fast. It's still fairly mid-tempo, but it just really rocks. I mean, the song is really cool. The chorus is sort of slightly odd for Priest. It's not immediately very melodic, but it's very catchy. You just can't help but want to sing along to that one. So I really enjoy that. Then we move on to Spectre, which is another song very similar to some of the slower songs that we heard earlier. It's another groovy mid-paced riff. It sounds nice, it sounds good, but to be honest, I would have liked a fairly faster tune by now, you know, similar to the first two. But it's still a good song. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, everything sounds good, Rob sounds good, and so on. Then we come to Traitor's Gate. Now, Traitor's Gate is probably my favourite song on the album. If I think, you know, if I compare between maybe Lightning Strike and Firepower, is Traitor's Gate? Yeah, Traitor's Gate is just a wicked tune. It's not really fast, but it's got a thumping great riff right at the start. You know, the heads will bang on that one, the fists will pump. The chorus is spit out fast by Rob. Everything sounds cool in that tune. I mean, I can't complain too much about that tune at all. That one has to be played live. I really hope they play that one live. Anyway, then comes No Surrender. Now, No Surrender is a totally different track. It's like a commercial hard rock, melodic hard rock track that Priest were doing in, say, the mid-80s. And it's really good. I mean, it's one of my favourite songs again on the album. It's simple as all hell, but I just love it. The chorus is really catchy. The vibe is so cool. The fists will pump. I mean, it's just a perfect tune for me. I love No Surrender. Then comes Lone Wolf, the penultimate song. This one is a slow, slightly doomy track. I'd say it's my least favourite track on the album. I know some people are going to like it a lot, but Lone Wolf, it's an okay track. The ending of it is really good. I do remember that. It's got a, you know, really nice guitar line towards the end, playing a nice melody. The chorus is okay, but this is a song that possibly could have been left for a bonus, but they added it to the full album. But it's a good song, but it's just not my favourite, because I don't really tend to favour the slower songs, the doomier songs. But I still like it. I mean, I'd play it through, but maybe it's good that it's towards the end and it doesn't, you know, you don't need to skip at the beginning. And then finally, we arrive at Sea of Red, which is the last track on the album, and is the longest, just at 5 minutes 52. It's a really nice, brooding power ballad, if you like. It's acoustic starts, then later on, about halfway through, the guitars kick in, playing heavy power chords. It sounds really good. I mean, Priest always does these type of tracks, you know, like Beyond the Realms of Death, etc. Sea of Red is, I think, it's lyrically, it's about it's an anti-war song basically, or it's talking about the heroes of war, similar to Never the Heroes actually. But anyway, Sea of Red is a very good end. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the most amazing power ballad Priest ever wrote, but it's good. It's this day and age. It's 2018. What more can you expect? So there you have it. The album ends there. So that's Firepower. Overall, I'd say it's the best Judas Priest album since Painkiller, definitely. But I like Painkiller more. Definitely, I like Painkiller more. But this one is, you know, it's up there for me in their catalogue. Like I said, I'm not a huge Judas Priest fan, but it's up there. I mean, the production is superb from Andy Sneap and Tom Allen. It's much better than Redeemer of Souls. That had dull sound. I don't know what went on there. This time it's just punchy. It's in your face. You know, everything is about it. Screams modern production values. So some of the old school metalheads might say, well, it sounds too modern to be classic Priest, but to me, to be halfway interesting or relevant in 2018, you need that good modern crisp sound. I know people say, well, it's not Judas Priest, but to me it sounds classic anyway. I mean, the songs are still pretty much the same, just with the more modern twists here and there. So there you have it. That's Firepower, Judas Priest. It's a very good record. My rating for this record is, I'd say 8 out of 10, possibly 8.5 with more listens. It's not a perfect record, but it is a very good record. It's very enjoyable. Heavy metal fans the world over, up the Priest.